Jai Gauranga. Are we ready to start, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji, I will like.
Oh, Jai Ho. Gauranga, Gaura Gaura Nithyananda Ram Ki Jai. Welcome to each and every one to the Sunday evening program on Zoom by Iskcon Coventry. For each and every one of you that have joined by Facebook or YouTube, or you are in the Zoom itself, welcome and humble obeisances of this ignorant, foolish soul to each and every one of you. And we'll be having a wonderful packed program, because today they're prepping us for Nithyananda Triyodashi, which is tomorrow. So Nithyananda Ram Ki Jai. So I hope each and every one is excited. So let's go through what the evening holds for us this evening. So we will have Srila Prabhupada Aarti in a minute, which will be glorifying by Anil Prabhuji. And then we got the Srila Prabhupada Ji video. And then we got the Kirtan slot, which is Gurbani with Nimai singing. And then we got Mrs. Roy singing bhajan. And Shraddha Devi Auntie with her sister. They will be also glorifying the Lord. And then we will be going across to Raghupati, who will be singing Jai Radha Madhav and the class. And then at 7:30 we will have Kesha Prabhu and Janaki Papi and family doing the glorification of the Aarti and the Kirtans afterward. And then Namaste Narsingaya prayers will be sung by Mrs. Tarat. So just before we go to the temple for Prabhupada Aarti, this is one of the verses glorified by Vrindavan Das Thakur, and this is a translation by Gaur Govinda Swami. So it says, Sri Nithyananda Prabhu's face is more beautiful and cooling than the autumn moon. The effulgence coming out from his body is supremely beautiful. He always moves like a mad elephant, since he is always intoxicated with Krishna Prema, love of God. He is always mad after Krishna Prema. His body is completely pure spiritually energy. He always has a smiling face. His eyes are very fickle, moving to and fro. His lotus hand always holds a glowing staff. Yes, that is Sri Nithyananda, who, by the beating of that staff, destroys all our reactions of Kali Yuga. We should take shelter of Sri Nithyananda and cry for the mercy of Sri Nithyananda. He is the root of Krishna Prema, Bhakti Kalpa Taru, the root of the tree of loving devotion unto Krishna. I do my bhajans of Lord Nithyananda, the very root of Krishna Bhakti Vriksha. So meditating on that, which is the translation by Gaur Govinda Swami, saying Nithyananda is the most merciful. And then we will go to the temple now for Srila Prabhupada Aarti, which will be sung by Anil Prabhu. Pajari Prabhuji, are you ready?
Yeah, Prabhuji, I'm ready, Prabhuji.
Jai Ho. So look at that. Prabhupada Ji is surrounded by blue, awaiting Nithyananda.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma, Kevala Bhakti Satma. Shri Guru Charana Padma, Kevala Bhakti Satma. Panamo Yesavatana Mate. Panamo Yesavatana Mate. Chaharaj Prasade Pai. E Prasadoya हे प्रसाद होया जाय कृष्ण भक्ति हो जाय होते कृष्ण भक्ति हो जाय होते गुरु मुख पद्मा क्या जैसे कोया आज्ञा और ना कोरियो माने आशा और ना कोरियो माने आशा श्री गुरु चरणे रखे ऐसे उत्तम कथे ते प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा ते प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा चक्षुधन दिलो ये जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से देवे क्या चाह रत प्रकाशितो प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते आवे जहाँ नष्ट जाते वेते क्या चाह रचरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अजमर नर बंधु लोके ना लोके राजीवाना आहा प्रभु कोर तोया ते हो मोरे पाद जया ए पेचा कुशुते पुवाना शिला प्रभुपाद पतिते पवाना जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा नित्य गोरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गोरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर नित्य गौर नित्य गौर नित्य गौर शिव पाठ की जय गुरु महाराज की जय ठाकुर प्रेमानंद हरि बोल
जय हो नमो विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रवक्ता श्रीमद हे जवान सैसी भक्ति वेदांत जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय विविधि फानुचर्य जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय इस्कॉन फानुचर्य जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. So now thank you very much Anil Prabhu, that was wonderful.
Thank you.
Jai Ho. So now we will go across and Sudarshan Prabhuji, if you can play the video for Srila Prabhupada today.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, he has got many fold expansions. The first expansion is Prakash, Swayam Prakash, Balaram, and Nithyananda is Balaram. Brajendra Nandana Jai, Sachisuta Hoila Sei, Balaram Hoila Nitya. You have to understand from the Mahajan, Narottam Thakur, sometimes some foolish people interpret Nityananda as expansion of Radha. That is not the fact. Nityananda is Balaram. We have to know from Mahajan We cannot manufacture our own idea. That is blasphemy. Sahajya. Jatamat tatopat. These things are not accepted by Mahajan. Mahajan means who follows the previous Mahajan. This is the system. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu strictly followed this principle. Krishna also recommended, Evam parampara praptam. We have to receive knowledge through the disciplic succession. Mahajanvat. You cannot manufacture. This concoction has killed the spiritual life of India. You can think anyway, I can think in my way. That is not at all scientific. You cannot think 2 plus 2 equal to 3 or 5. 2 plus 2 equal to 4. You cannot think otherwise. So, Nithyananda means Prakash, Swayam Prakash, Balaram. Balaram is, presenting Krishna. Therefore, Balaram is Guru. Guru is representative of Balaram, of Nithyananda. Guru Nithyananda. Because he is exhibiting Krishna, he is presenting Krishna, Prakash. Just like when there is sunshine, you can see everything very correctly. That is called Prakash. In the darkness, everything is covered. At night, you cannot see. But during daytime, when there is Prakash, illumination, then we can see everything. So, Nithyananda Prabhu is Balaram. Balaram is Prakash Tattva. He is manifesting Krishna. Balaram Haila Nitai. Bande Sri Krishna Chaitanya is the Supreme Absolute Personality of Godhead. And next, Nithyananda is exhibiting. When Nithyananda was preaching in Bengal, he first of all delivered the Jagai Mother. That was his first business. He showed how to serve Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Krishna Chaitanya means Krishna himself. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna nahe anna. Radha Krishna combined together is Sri Krishna Chaitanya. And Nithyananda is exhibiting Krishna Chaitanya.
Yeah, that was a wonderful video. Wonderful, honestly. Srila Prabhupada saying that we have to follow the Mahajans, previous Acharyas, in a parampara. So we are in Gaudiya Math parampara by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, who my Guru Maharaj used to say he is the 13th Mahajan. And why was that title given to Srila Prabhupada? I mean, come on. Look at the service that Srila Prabhupada did to Gaura Nitai, to Radha and Krishna, and to his spiritual master. going around the world, translating so many books, establishing communities, not just temples, communities, not just in Bharat. He left Bharat, went to America. And just look at the glorification. Nobody before Srila Prabhupada said it as it was. Srila Prabhupada is saying as it is. Yeah, there's no if you do this, if you do that, this is it. Srila Prabhupada is telling, I mean, we don't want to hear it, do we? We don't want to be told that. We don't want to be guided. We don't want to be given instructions, do we? Let's be honest. I mean, even in the West, there was a song that was written long time ago, and I can't sing. I'm more like a crow. So I'll just say the lines. It goes on the lines of, I did it my way. Yeah? But this is not what Srila Prabhupada is saying. Srila Prabhupada is saying, we have to follow Mahajans. And in our Sampradaya, Srila Prabhupada, the 13th Mahajan, is telling us the glorifications of Nithyananda and who Nithyananda ji is. Yeah, so we need a guide. We need a guide. It doesn't matter what we do. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you do in life. You need a guide. Whether you want to learn driving, whether you want to do education, you want to do something new in life, a new subject matter. Yeah, people go at the age of 50 to want to do something new. You know, because they're bored of their karmic life, so they go back to university. They go back and follow a lecturer. Someone who's already a speciality in that subject. Somebody who wants to go to Mount Kailash. Yeah? They have to take a guide because it cannot be done by them. They have to take someone who's done it before them, who's got experience. So look at the glorification by Srila Prabhupada of Lord Nithyananda ji. So Srila Prabhupada ki jai. What a wonderful video. So thank you to the devotees who picked that video. I thought that was a wonderful video. So shortly now we are going to the next, my memory isn't that good. Yes, I read it out, but so we're going to now go across to Kirtans. And Gurubani and Jai Nimai, are you ready?
Hare Krishna.
So Jai Ho. So you're going to be glorifying Nithyananda ji today, or you're doing Mahamantra?
We are glorifying Lord Nithyananda.
Jai Ho. So take it away, please.
Krishna
Jai Ho Gauranga. Thank you very much, Gurvani and Nimai. Very well sung, Gauranga. Thank you very much. So now we'll go across to Mrs. Roy. Auntie, are you ready? Oh,
Yes.
Jai Ho Gauranga.
Okay. आरंभ करते हैं क्या?
हाँ जी, आरंभ करो जी. जय हो.
জীবের আনন্দ দয় হইল, জীবের আনন্দ দয় হইল, নিতাই বুঝি এ দেশে আইল। জীবের আনন্দ দয় হইল, নিতাই বুঝি এ দেশে আইল। দেশে আইল রে নিতাই, জীবের ভাগ্যের সীমানায়। দেশে আইল রে নিতাই, জীবের ভাগ্যের সীমানায়। সঙ্গে করি নিয়ে আইল ও দৈত্য গোসাই, সঙ্গে করি নিয়ে আইল ও দৈত্য গোসাই। নিতাই আপনার বান্ডর শূন্য করি, জীবকে হরির নাম দিল। জীব নিতাই আপনার বান্ডার শূন্য করি, জীবকে হরির নাম দিল। নিতাই বুঝি এ দেশে আইল। জীবের আনন্দ উদয় হইল, জীবের আনন্দ উদয় হইল, নিতাই বুঝি এই দেশে আইল। আইল রে রামানন্দ রায়, একটা রামা বলি গায়, হরির নামের গাথা মালা দুলছে তার গোলায়। হরির নামের গাথা মালা দুলছে তার গলায়। আইল রে রামানন্দ রায়, একটা রামা বলি গায়, হরির নামের গাথা মালা দুলছে তার গলায়। দেখো নই দেবাসী লোকে বলে, এই সোনার মানুষ আইল। দেখো নই দেবাসী লোকে বলে, ওই সোনার মানুষ আইল। আইল রে বড় দয়াল আইল, আইল রে বড় দয়াল আইল। দেখো নই দেবাসী লোকে বলে, ওই সোনার মানুষ আইল। নিতাই বুঝি এ দেশে আইল, নিতাই বুঝি এ দেশে আইল। देखो गौर निताय আগমনে বৃন্দাবন লইল দেখো গৌর নিতাই আগমনে বৃন্দাবন লইল জীবের আনন্দ উদয় হইল জীবের আনন্দ উদয় হইল নিতাই বুঝি এদেশে আইল হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে নিতাই বুঝি দেশে আইল নিতাই 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 গৌর নিতাই জীবের আনন্দ উদয় হইল জীবের আনন্দ উদয় হইল নিতাই বুঝি ওই দেশে আইল হরিবল
Jai Ho. Thank you, Auntie. That was wonderful. Very much sung in a Bengali too.
You understand?
Hanji?
You understand?
Oh, no, Auntie. I don't understand Bengali. Jai Ho. No, but that was wonderfully sung. Jai Ho. Thank you. Jai Ho. So now we will go across to Shraddha Auntie and her sister. Jai Ho, Gauranga. Should it be Gauranga or Jai Nitai? Nitai!
Nitai, Jai Nitai.
Jai Ho. So, Auntie, if you can start.
Okay, we'll sing together first.
Jai Ho.
Nitai.
रहे मेरे मुख में सदा तेरा नाम रहे मेरे मुख में सदा तेरा नाम हे राधा के श्याम हे मीरा के श्याम हे राधा के श्याम हे मीरा के श्याम रहे मेरे मुख में सदा तेरा नाम रहे मेरे मुख में सदा तेरा नाम हे राधा के श्याम हे मीरा के श्याम हे राधा के श्याम हे मीरा के श्याम नजरों ने तेरी दिलासा दिया नजरों ने तेरी दिलासा दिया मैं तो लायक न था तूने अपना लिया मैं तो लायक न था तूने अपना लिया कहे तुमको सब ये कहे तुमको सब ये यशोदा के लाल हे राधा के श्याम हे मीरा के श्याम हे राधा के श्याम हे मीरा के श्याम रहे मेरे मुख में सदा तेरा नाम रहे मेरे मुख में सदा तेरा नाम हे राधा के श्याम हे मीरा के श्याम हे राधा के श्याम हे मीरा के श्याम यहाँ सब है कोई दीवाना कहे यहाँ सबको कोई दीवाना कहे दीवाना कहे मस्ताना कहे हाँ दीवाना कहे मस्ताना कहे मुझे तो है प्यारा मुझे तो है प्यारा प्रभु तेरा नाम मुझे तो है प्यारा प्रभु तेरा नाम हे राधा के श्याम हे मीरा के श्याम हे राधा के श्याम हे मीरा के श्याम रहे मेरे मुख में सदा तेरा नाम, रहे मेरे मुख में सदा तेरा नाम। हे राधा के श्याम, हे मीरा के श्याम, हे राधा के श्याम, हे मीरा के श्याम। चरणों में अपने लगा लो प्रभु जी, चरणों में अपने बिठा लो प्रभु जी, अपनों में मुझको मिला लो प्रभु जी, अपनों में मुझको मिला लो प्रभु जी। रटूं तेरा नाम, रटूं तेरा नाम, सुबह और शाम, रटूं तेरा नाम, सुबह और शाम। हे राधा के श्याम, हे मीरा के श्याम, हे राधा के श्याम, हे मीरा के श्याम। रहे मेरे मुख में सदा तेरा नाम, रहे मेरे मुख में सदा तेरा नाम। हे राधा के श्याम, हे मीरा के श्याम, हे राधा के श्याम, हे मीरा के श्याम। मुझे अपने ही चरणों में दे दो ठिकाना, अपने ही चरणों में दे दो ठिकाना। मुझे अपना बना कर प्रभु तुम निभाना, मुझे अपना बना कर प्रभु तुम निभाना। ये सेवक भी माला, ये सेवक भी माला जपे सुबह शाम, ये सेवक भी माला जपे सुबह शाम। हे राधा के श्याम, हे मीरा के श्याम, हे राधा के श्याम, हे मीरा के श्याम। रहे मेरे मुख में सदा तेरा नाम, रहे मेरे मुख में सदा तेरा नाम। हे राधा के श्याम, हे मीरा के श्याम, हे राधा के श्याम, हे मीरा के श्याम। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण।
गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे।
Jai Ho, that was wonderful. Thank you very much. So we've had bhajans going from Birmingham to Coventry, then to Rugby.
I got mine now, Prabhuji. Is that okay?
Sorry?
I'm singing now. Is that okay?
Yeah, please do.
I'm going to sing Hari Haranama. Please bless me so I can glorify Lordship. I don't know how to sing, but I try to get their mercy and sing it, please.
Jai Ho, Jai Ho.
Hari Haraya Namaha, Krishna Yadavaya Namaha, Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshivaya Namaha, Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshivaya Namaha. Gopala Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana, Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana, गिरिधारी गोपीनाथ मदन मोहना। श्री चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत सीता, हरि गुरु वैष्णव भागवत गीता, हरि गुरु वैष्णव भागवत गीता। श्री रूप सनातना भट्ट रघुनाथा, श्री जीवा गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथा, श्री जीवा गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथा। इच्छा गोशाय कोरी चरण वदना, जहाँ होते बेगन नाश अभीष्ट पुराना, जहाँ होते बेगन नाश अभीष्ट पुराना। ए चाहे गोसाई जार मोए तारा दासा, तासा बेरा पदरेनु मोरा पंचग्रासा, ताशा बेरा पदरेनु मोरा पंचग्रासा। तादेरा चरण से भी भक्त सने भाषा, जन्म होते एई अभिलाषा, जन्म होते एई अभिलाषा। ए छाए गोसाई जब ब्रज कोइल बाशा, राधा कृष्ण नित्य लीला कोरिला प्रकाशा, राधा कृष्ण नित्य लीला कोरिला प्रकाशा। आनंदे बोलो हरि भजन वृंदावन, श्री गुरु वैष्णव पद मध्यमान, श्री गुरु वैष्णव पद मध्यमान, श्री गुरु वैष्णव पद पद्म कोरिया। नाम संकीर्तन को है नरोत्तम दासा, नाम संकीर्तन को है नरोत्तम दासा। हरि हराय नमः, कृष्ण यादवाय नमः, यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः, यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। गौर प्रेमानंदे।
Jai Ho, thank you very much, Auntie. That was wonderful. Thank you to all the Kirtanayas, like I said. And Mrs. Roy was singing in Bengali, and she asked the question, did you understand? And I said, no. But spiritually, if one opens the doors to the heart, bhajans and Sankirtan is like that. As long as we keep the doors open, the soul understands, regardless of what language it is sung in, because it only has one language, the soul, which is bhajan kirtan to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now we will move on to the next one. We are going to Raghupati Prabhu. Jai Ho, Raghupati Prabhu ji, Jai Ho.
Hare Krishna, Pudit Banu.
Dandvat pranams, how are you?
Pranam. Hare Krishna to all the devotees.
Jai Ho.
Pranam to you, Prabhu.
Sorry, we always, giving you less and less time every time you come on. So,
It's okay.
without
Devotees
any
are singing bhajans, so it's good.
So without any more further ado, I'll hand over to you to glorify the Lord, so we're not losing any opportunity to listen to your wonderful descriptions.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Jai Ho, Gaura.
Do we sing or should we just go to the lecture?
If you would like, you can do short Jai Radha Madhav, just to glorify the Lord, and then go straight into class.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवर धारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवर धारी यशोदा नंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदा नंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावन चारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवर धारी यशोदा नंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदा नंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय पंचतत्वा 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 जय पंचतत्वा जय पंचतत्वा 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 जय पंचतत्वा जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय जय प्रभुपादा 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 जय प्रभुपादा जय गुरुदेवा 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 जय गुरुदेवा निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल जमशबाद ब्रह्मस्वराजिकाचार्य श्री श्रीमद कृष्ण कृपा श्रीमूर्ति भक्तिमान महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय श्री राधा माधव की जय श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर की जय श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जय श्री श्री गौनिताय की जय श्री श्री पंचतत्व की जय श्री श्री सचिनंदन निताय चांद की जय शिल प्रभुपाद की जय गौर प्रमानंदे हरि हरि बोल all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Mamagyanitimrandhasya Gyananjan Shalakaya Chakshunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utpadikam Shri Gurun Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagarahunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagan Lalita Shri Vishakhanitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Saptikanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalptaru Bhayasya Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nithyananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakti Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langyate Girim Yat Kripatam Hum Vande Paramananda Madhavam Hare Krishna. So we like to thank all the devotees and particularly the organizers to give us this opportunity on the day before the appearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Nithyananda Prabhu. On the run-up to Sri Nithyananda Prabhu's Triyodasi, devotees have been listening and reading pastimes of Sri Nithyananda Prabhu and singing songs. So the mood is really nice. Even the songs before the lecture were so nicely selected and sung by the devotees. So we have some 23 minutes or so, 22 minutes before the Aarti. And in this time, we'll go through the pastimes of Nithyananda Prabhu and looking at Guru Tattva, because Sri Nithyananda Prabhu is Guru Tattva. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has devoted chapter 5 for the glories of Sri Nithyananda Prabhu. He is Ananta, and therefore his glories are unlimited. His name is unlimited, Ananta. So Ananta is simply his expansion. And that Ananta, Nithyananda Prabhu, also has unlimited glories. Sankarshnaha Karanatvoshai, Garbhodashai Chapevdishai, Seshas Yashans Kalas Nitya, Nandakrama Sharanam Namastu. I take shelter of Sri Nithyananda Prabhu. Who is Nithyananda Prabhu? He is the origin of Sankarsha and Karanadoksai Vishnu, Garbhodaksai Vishnu, then Kshirodaksai Vishnu, and Shesha, Ananta Shesh. So he is the origin of these 5 Vishnu forms, the 3 Vishnu forms, and Ananta Shesh, then Paramatma, situated in our hearts. So everything that is sustained in material world or spiritual world is only through the mercy of Sri Nithyananda. So his glories are unlimited. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami goes in great length in describing those amazing glories of the Lord. In his last lecture on Nithyananda Triyodasi, Srila Prabhupada spoke in the inauguration of Iskcon Bhuvaneshwar Temple, Sri Krishna Balaram Mandir in Bhuvaneshwar. So Prabhupada emphasized the importance of taking shelter of Sri Nithyananda. Prabhupada quoted a verse from the Upanishads, famous verse from the Upanishads. Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labhya. Same verse is quoted in another place as Nayam Atma Balhinena Labhya. Namedhayana Bahuna Shruteya. Yam Eves Gunatityan Labhyas. And meaning is that the spirit soul or the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be understood, Supreme Spirit, Balhinena Labhya, by those who lack strength, Bal. So those who are Balhina, lacking strength, they cannot understand the Supreme Personality of God. And Prabhupada also makes a point that the Bal or the strength which has been described in this verse is not a physical strength, as some so-called sannyasis misunderstand. There are sannyasis who have recommended meditating, sannyasis, so-called sannyasis, meditating to become stout, strong. That kind of strength is not going to help in understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that Supreme Lord cannot be understood by those who are lacking in strength, Balahin. Therefore, you need Balaram. If you are Balahin, as we all are, so we need Balaram or Nithyananda Ram, who is non-different from Balaram. The famous song by Nithyananda Thakur emphasizes Brajendra Nandan Jai Sachi Shruta Hoilu Sei Balaram Hoilu Nithyananda. The same Supreme Personality of Godhead, Brajendra Nandan Sri Krishna, he incarnates, he assumes the form of Sachi Shruta. And then Balaram, his older brother, takes the form of Nithyananda Ram. So in order to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or even ourselves as a spirit soul, we need the strength, Shakti, the Bal. And that Bal comes from Balaram or Nithyananda Ram. Same personalities. So same personality has appeared in Kali Yuga as Nithyananda Ram. But there's a difference in his mood. There's a difference in his mission. His mission in Kali Yuga is very different. His mission is to assist his brother, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in delivering the fallen conditioned souls. So that is his mission. There's a nice Nithyananda Ashtakam written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So I'm just going to read a couple of stanzas from this Nithyananda Ashtakam. And in the run-up you have all been either hearing or listening to these verses or in their translations. So this is very good way to celebrate festival because it prepares our consciousness to celebrate the day. So just a couple of verses from Nithyananda Ashtakam. Ay bhrati nranam kali kalishranam kinnu bhavita tatha prayaschittam rachay yadanayas ime prajanti tvamitti saha bhagavata mantratiyo bhaje nityanandam bhajani tarukandam nirvati. So here Sri Nithyananda Prabhu is conversing with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he is saying, my dear Lord, my dear brother, for the fallen souls in Kali Yuga, what is the best means? What's the best method? He's asking his Lord, Master, and his dearmost brother, Sachisut Gaurahari. Vrijanti tvamitam saha bhagavata mantratiyo bhajanityanandam bhajanitaru nirvati. I worship Sri Nithyananda Prabhu, who is the root of the tree of devotion. So the tree of devotion has its root in Nithyananda Prabhu, or Lord Balaram, who is the Adi Guru. So I worship Nithyananda Prabhu, who is the root of the tree of devotion. And the Lord is asking his brother, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, about the method of deliverance for the fallen souls of Kali Yuga. Then Nithyananda Prabhu is saying, after conversing and finding the best method for deliverance, he is saying, Yatheshtam re bhrata kuru hari hari dhvana manusha tato vaha sansara ambudhi taranadayo mai lage idam bahu sputtai ratati ratyan yah pratigraham bhaje nityanandam bhajanitaru nirvadhi. I worship Sri Nithyananda Prabhu, who is the root of the tree of devotion, who is going in Gaudadesh Nadia to every house, knocking the doors, and with open arms like this, he is inviting everyone and convincing everyone, my dear brother, all you do, just chant the holy names of Lord Hari, just chant Hare Krishna 24 hours a day. Then it will be my responsibility to deliver you from the cycle of birth and death. Just do this for me. So I worship Sri Nithyananda Prabhu. I take shelter of Sri Nithyananda Prabhu, who is the root of the tree of devotion. So these are beautiful verses glorifying Sri Nithyananda Prabhu as the root of the tree of devotion. In another famous song, Sri Nityananda Thakur has sung Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Sushitala Je Chhaya Jagat Judaya Hena Nitai Bine Bhai Radha Krishna Paityanai Drida Kari Dhara Nitayir Pai. So the lotus feet of Nithyananda Prabhu are cooler than millions of moons. And without the mercy of Nithyananda Prabhu, no one can attain Radha and Krishna. Or in other words, no one can attain Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because Mahaprabhu is Radha and Krishna combined. Therefore, I take shelter of, I catch hold of the lotus feet of Nithyananda Prabhu very firmly. So there are unlimited glories of the Divine Lord, Sri Nithyananda Prabhu. Without his mercy, no one can achieve success in spiritual life. But that mercy has come to the conditioned souls, the fallen souls of Kali Yuga, so easily. 500 years ago, the Lord incarnated. The Lord appeared in Ekchakragram, and for first 32 years of his divine appearance, he was enacting his childhood pastimes in Ekchakradham, which were resembling his pastimes in Vrindavan. That then once his sannyasi comes and takes him away. So he was traveling from the very young age, and for some 20 years he was traveling all over India. Just like Lord Balaram traveled before the Kurukshetra battle, he was traveling all over India to various holy places and enacting many pastimes. Lord Balaram went to Namisharanya. And although the same Lord Balaram who became angry on Romharsha Sut and killed him with a blade of grass, because Romharsha Sut did not get up from the Vyasasana. But afterwards, when the sages became very perturbed, they appealed to the Lord that we were listening to your Katha, Krishna Katha, from Romharsha Sut, and you just killed him. So we had blessed him for a long life, and you just killed him. What will happen to our blessings? And who will recite the Puranas and Srimad Bhagavatam for us? Lord Balram then immediately said, okay, I can bring him to life if you want. They said, no, if you wanted to kill him and you have killed him, punish him, then he is punished. So please do something so that Romharsha Sut becomes alive for us, and at the same time, your intention to punish him also remains. Lord Balaram then empowered Suta Goswami, the very young son of Romharsha Sut, and he recited Srimad Bhagavatam. So Lord Balaram, same Balaram, when he appears in Kali Yuga, he has this quality of Akrodha Paramananda Nithyananda. He has this quality of Akrodha Paramananda. His name is Nithyananda. So bliss and anger can't remain in the same place. In this incarnation, the Lord becomes so merciful to the rogues, thieves, atheists, and all sorts of fallen people, that he takes the beating from Jagai and Madhai. And while he is bleeding profusely, he is asking for the mercy, begging Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to forgive Madhai. Same personality. 5,000 years ago, he kills a Brahmana or kills a speaker of Puranas on the Vyasasana with a blade of grass. Same personality in Kali Yuga becomes so merciful that he takes the beating from these rogues, Jagai and Madhai, who hits him on his head, and while bleeding, he is begging for the mercy to forgive him from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because when Mahaprabhu heard that Madhai has attacked the Lord and the Lord is bleeding, Mahaprabhu was invoking his Sudarshan Chakra to kill him. And he said, no, my dear Lord, in this incarnation, you have promised not to take any weapon, so please, just forgive them. Just take them under your shelter. So that's Guru Tattva. Guru takes the disciples' karma, takes so much risk to deliver the disciple. And Nithyananda Prabhu is Adi Guru. He is the original spiritual master because he serves Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in unlimited forms. So Mahaprabhu glorifies Lord Nithyananda himself, and we will hear this glorification by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in a few moments. And now let us take some pastimes of Nithyananda Prabhu. So while Nithyananda Prabhu was traveling to various holy places, he went to Pandharpur, where Mahaprabhu's older brother, Vishwarup, he met him and he left his body. So there are some opinions that Vishwarup actually merged into Nithyananda Prabhu, because Vishwarup was incarnation of Karanaduksai Vishnu, Mahavishnu. So that way, he is older brother of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it so happens that in Nadia, when Nithyananda Prabhu comes and he meets Sachimata, he assures Sachimata, my dear mother, I assure you that I am your son. Sachimata looks at his face, she looks at Mahaprabhu's face, Nitaya and Gaurang, she looks at both faces, moon-like faces, and only things she can see are Krishna and Balaram, 5-year-old young sons. So putting his head on the lap of Sachima, while she is looking at his moon-like face, gazing at his face, he assures her, my dear mother, I assure you that I am your son. And she sees Vishwarup, she sees Balaram in him. So Nithyananda Prabhu was living in Vrindavan, and he was unable to walk and talk, completely absorbed in the ecstasy of devotion. And then he came to realize that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, has now revealed himself. How did he reveal himself? That he went to Gaya, got initiated in Krishna Mantra by Ishwar Puri. And since Mahaprabhu came from Gaya, his condition was changed. He was chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra 24 hours a day. and he was completely absorbed. He was unable to teach grammar, Sanskrit grammar, to his students. Instead of teaching them grammar, he started teaching them Sanskrit grammar by reciting the holy name. So because Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, if he wants to teach his students Sanskrit grammar by reciting Krishna's holy names, then there should be a method. It should be possible to teach Sanskrit grammar by reciting Krishna's names. Later on, Srila Jiva Goswami Pad then developed a system of grammar, Sanskrit grammar, called Sri Harinamamrit Vyakaranam, which is based on Krishna's holy names. So and you can learn Sanskrit grammar by reciting those sutras, learning those sutras, formulas, but those formulas, sutras are based on Krishna's holy name. So Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whatever he does is transcendental. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami makes a point that impossible becomes possible by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And possible becomes impossible if we lack the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we ought to get that mercy. We have to make this a mission of our life, to drown ourselves in the mercy of Sri Sachinandan Nitai Jam. So Mahaprabhu's mercy is available through the mercy of Nithyananda Prabhu, because he is Guru Tattva. Nithyananda Prabhu then hears from some sannyasi, and he also realizes that his Lord and Master has now revealed himself. Mahaprabhu started Sankirtan in Srivasangan and started enacting his pastimes. So all those logicians, even the devotees like Srivas Thakur, Mukunda, and others who used to avoid Mahaprabhu when he was enacting his Pandit pastime or scholarly pastimes as a child. They used to avoid him. But since Mahaprabhu came back from Gaya and his mood changed, they all started to associate with the Lord and became his constant companions. So Nithyananda Prabhu then comes to Navadvip, and Mahaprabhu discovers him, although he orders Haridas Thakur and Srivas Thakur to go and find Nithyananda Prabhu. They are unable to find. One is Narad Muni incarnate, another is Lord Brahma incarnate, Haridas Thakur. Both of them, they cannot discover Nithyananda. Mahaprabhu then takes all the devotees, and that's the first meeting of Mahaprabhu in the house of Nandanacharya. When they meet, it's just indescribable. It cannot be described in words. The meeting of Mahaprabhu with Nithyananda Prabhu. So in Navadvip, Nithyananda Prabhu is assisting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by taking his order to every house in Nadia. And he falls down at the feet of every household or every person he sees, begging them. begging them to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that is the amazing mercy of Sri Nithyananda Prabhu, that even those who don't want his mercy, even those who don't want to chant or take to the process of devotional service, or those who refuse his mercy, are also made to be drowned in his mercy. Now those people who miss the mercy of Sri Nithyananda Prabhu are most unfortunate. There's a nice verse. I'm just going to finish with one verse because we are very close to the time. From Nithyananda Stikam, same Astak we read earlier on. It says, Bala sansaram bho nidhi haran kumbhodh bhomho sutam shriyaha sindhunati kumudh bandhum samuditam khalashreni spurjattimir harasur brahmam bhaje nityanandam bhajanataru kandam nirvadhi. I worship Sri Nithyananda Prabhu, who is the root of the tree of devotion, who is like Agastya Muni, forcing those who are trying to avoid his mercy. So Agastya Muni one time drank the entire ocean. So Nithyananda Prabhu, he forces to dry this ocean of birth and death from the lives of suffering conditioned souls. So he is like the Agastya Muni. He will just drink this ocean and he will make us happy. So even those who don't want his mercy, avoid his mercy, Nithyananda Prabhu is like the Agastya who forces he drinks this ocean and forces people to take to this process of devotional service. He is also like the sun in the sky who forces all those fools and rascals who try to be happy in the darkness. So for them, he is like the sun who forces the sunlight in the lives of those fools and rascals who take pleasure in the night by stealing and committing various sinful activities and paving their own way to the hell. So Nithyananda Prabhu is like the sun. He forces them to come out from their suffering, sinful rest of sinful life and enjoy the life of a pure devotional service and pure bliss. Nithyananda means eternal pleasure. So when we take shelter of Sri Nithyananda Prabhu, we become fortunate, our lives become fortunate, and we also become eternally happy. Hare Krishna. Sri Sri Nithyananda Prabhu ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Jai Gauranga Prabhuji, that was wonderful. You know, I love listening. Leelas, you know, instructions, they're normally very hard to take in, but when you're talking about Leelas and you're describing the Lord's pastimes, that is amazing. You can't beat that, you know. And these instructions, they purify us. So thank you for purifying us by narrating these pastimes of Lord Nithyananda. And the pastimes you picked were wonderful because glorification of Jaga and Madha, that they were saved by Nithyananda Prabhuji, mercy given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji, and they were able to start their own mutt, you know, after the Lord's mercy. So of Jaga and Madha, I mean, who, you know, how can you even describe the things they used to do? If the Lord can save them, who are we? But we just have to surrender like they did. But that was wonderful. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then the drowning, you know, I have vivid imagination, you know, when you say using the terminology of we must drown ourselves. So you imagine someone drowning, and that needs to be our condition in the holy name of the Lord. And then you describe that Nithyananda Ji Prabhuji is like the sunlight. So the sunshine, it permeates everywhere. You know, it doesn't matter doesn't matter how hard you try to block it out. You can put blinds up, you can curtains up. You know, the light, the natural light still comes through into the room to light up the room. So that is Lord Nithyananda's mercy. Thank you very much. That was wonderful. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Jai Ho, Gauranga. Jai. Please come again to narrate these pastimes of Lord Nithyananda Prabhuji. Wonderful. Jai Ho. Gauranga. So that was very wonderful by Raghupati Prabhu by narrating these wonderful pastimes of Lord Nithyananda Prabhu. So without any more further ado, we will go across to the temple. Now you probably just heard the conch shells. Then we will go over to Keshav Prabhu's and Jani Babi's house, who will bless us with a Sankirtan. Jai Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Jai Ho. Nitai. Nitai. Jai Ho. So if you would like to start. Jai Ho.
Jayo Sachinandan Jayo Nitai Chand Jayo Sachinandan Jayo Nitai Chand Shiva Jayo Jayo Gora Chande Aroti Koshobha Janavi Tajavani Jagamanalova Lakini Nitai Chan Bami Gadagara Nikadeya Dveta Sriva Vasa Chakradara Ashe Goracha Ratna Simhasani Aroti Kore Namrama Adi Devadane Narasari Adi Kore Chamaradurara Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Goshadikaya Shamabaje Ganthabaje Baje Karatala Madhura Madanga Baje Paramarasala Kanka Baje Kanka Baje Madhur 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 Baje Kanka Baje Kanka Baje Madhur 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 Baje Madhur 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 Baje Madhur 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 Baje Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Koti Chandra Jini Vadana Ujjavala Gala Dese Vanamala Kore Jalamala Shiva
शोभा जग जन मन लोभा जग जन मन लोभा जग जन मन लोभा निताय गौरा हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नमाय Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Jayo Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Mere Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jare Jagannath Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Mere Leela Chala Chandra Swami Jagannath Leela Chala Madhava Pyare Jagannath Jayo Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Jaladeva Jayo Subhadra Jayo Sudarshan 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 Jayo Sudarshan Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare Jai Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare Jayo Sachinand Jayo Nitai Chan Jayo Sachinandana Jayo Nitai Chan Jayo Sachinandan Jayo Nitai Chan Jayo Sachinandan Jayo Nitai Chan Gora 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 Hari 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 Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Jayo Guru Maharaj, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jayo Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora, Nitai Gora, Nitai Gora, Nitai Gora. Hari Bol, Sachinanda Nitai Chand ki jai.
Yeah. Namyam Vishnu Parapam Hans Pravakachaya Shashashimad His One Grace Aisi Bhakti Vedanta Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
BBDG Founder Chari Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Iskcon Coventry Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrind Ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Six Goswami Zamindavan Ki Jai. Guru Parampara Ki Jai. Guruvarsha Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Panch Tattva Ki Jai. Prem Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nithyananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrind Ki Jai. Shri Nrsimha Varpalar Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani Ki Jai. Shri Radha Sham Sundar Radha Manke Bihari Shri Radha Bala Radha Madan Mohan Ki Jai. Shri Govind Kapanand Lal Vrindavan Bihari Ki Jai. Vrindavan Tirupati Ram Jagannath Puri Ram Jai Ram Hik Chakra Ram Nadi Ram Mahaprabhu Ram Mathura Ram Dwaraj Ki Sam Nandagam Vrasana Seva Kunja Dham Ki Jai. Pura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. For the upcoming festival Nithyananda Triyodashi Ki
Jai.
all glories to Shri Guru Shri Gauranga. All glories to the Samarivari Hare Krishna. All glories to the Samarivari Hare Krishna. All glories to the Samarivari Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Gauranga. Jai. Thank you very much, Keshav Prabhu and family. Prabhu getting excited in the background.
Yeah, Tulsis are helping.
Oh, helping! That was great. He was doing my kind of kirtans. Gouda, 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 Hari. Jai. So thank you very much. Jai, Gauranga. So now we will move on to Lord Nrsimhadev prayers, and I will read out the list just before we start. For the departed soul that are on the list for the mercy of Lord Nrsimhadev is Puti Ben Keshwala, Janak Raj Das Prabhu, mother and mother-in-law of Bhakta Robin, Mool Chand Bhai Chauhan, Damodar's father-in-law. Now this is going on to now for asking for Lord's protection and shelter. Good health and protection for all the leaders, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, His Holiness Nokalath Swami, His, I don't know the initials, His Holiness JKS, and many other Iskcon gurus and leaders suffering around the world. And then the others are His Grace Jananivas Prabhu, Bhaktin Rita from Leicester, Rita Vadgama's mother, Pradeep Pankanya and daughter Reena, Lucky Roy, Lakshman Odedra, Prem Manjari, Shraddha Devi, Srimati, Prem Mulan, Shanti Bhen Solanki, Chalapti Rao, Satya's brother, Chi Guru Srinivas, Satya Narayan Das, Bibhu Gaur Das, Gaura Hari Prabhu and his mother, Meena Anand, Anil's mother, John, Davinder, Kishore Bhai Thakur, Daniel Huss. And if I have missed anybody or anybody knows that needs shelter and protection of Lord Nrsimhadev while the Aarti is being sung by Mrs. Tarat, please remember the individual in your heart and sing out and cry out to Lord Nrsimhadev. And then after Lord Nrsimhadev Aarti, we'll have announcements. Shri Lord Nrsimhadev Ki Jai. Oh, is Miss Tarat there? Okay, if Miss Tarat is not there. Oh, okay, so can you start, Prabhuji?
Gaya Praladadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadadad  tomorrow? Monday. Did you say Monday? Yes, it is Monday, but it's also Nithyananda Triyodashi. Shri Nithyananda Mahaprabhu ki jai. So, as you will see also on the main screen, that there's a poster for the temple. Going through the temple's program, there's Abhishek in the morning, and then there is an offering for the devotees that they can log on to, which will start at 12, and then after the offering, 12:30 will be Aarti, and then after the Aarti, that's the lunchtime program, morning and lunchtime program has finished. We'll be having an evening program starting at 7 p.m. with the main Aarti, and then after that, it's the glorification of Lord Nithyananda, and that will finish as and when the devotees are satisfied that they have sung their heart out and cried out enough for Lord Nithyananda. So as you know, there are many WhatsApp groups for the temple where you can register. So if you are not in any of the groups, please contact Anuragi. Our dear sister will add you on to the Coventry Inspiration. And then also there's a notice board where you're notified for the upcoming festivals throughout the year. And then there's also every evening the temple is doing reading to keep everybody engaged while we are still not at the temple. But remember, tomorrow is Nithyananda Triyodashi, so there's a lot of things we can do even from a distance. There's the sponsoring of the feast. So Abhishek, they're still sponsoring for the cake, general decoration, flowers and garlands. The Lord's still got to be glorified, even when we, me including, we are not at the temple. Yeah. And then the offerings for the Lord's bathing still needs sponsoring. So please, if you're not in the WhatsApp group, please go on to the website of Iskcon Coventry
and try and contact the temple that way, or contact Anuragi, who will be able to advise on how this can be done. But if you're in the WhatsApp group, you must have already had the messages on how this can be done. Anuragi has been sending out messages because there was opportunity to support Ekachakra. So I don't know if the opportunity is still there. I'm sure it is, even though they are 4.5 hours ahead. Please contact Anuragi so the money can be diverted to Ekachakra for the mercy and the service of Nithyananda Prabhu. So that's all the announcements finish. If I missed anything, please forgive me. And that is it for today. But still, during this so-called pandemic, please take care, as people are still leaving their bodies and starting a new journey. But for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, till tomorrow morning, to take darshan of you all and shelter at 7 a.m. for the Abhishek. Gauranga, Gauranga. Nitai Nanda, Nitai Nanda. Jai Ho.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna